Hi, this is Alexis from anxietymeditationinfo.com. And we were just going to ask you a couple questions about OCD and anxiety and various things to combat that and just who you are. So, who are you, Alexis?
I'm someone who's about to kill their boyfriend right now.
She wasn't expecting that question at all.
No.
And just a little uncomfortable getting used to
And now we're gonna have to
doing
take
this
that
video.
out.
And, okay.
Especially if I talk about the type of OCD I have after that joke. They're gonna arrest me. But anyways,
Nobody will arrest her.
what is OCD?
Yeah, what is OCD?
OCD is an anxiety disorder that causes intrusive thoughts, which is unwanted thoughts, it over and over in your head throughout the day. It causes, what is it? Repetitive thinking. That's basically intrusive thoughts, correct?
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, and
So these thoughts fill you with so much distress that you have to find relief, and in order to find relief, you do rituals or compulsions such as checking to see if the stove is on, checking to see if did I hurt someone, did I kill someone, did I poison someone. There's also you check to see oh my god, am I having a heart attack, and you do this throughout the day. So the only way to...
is that more of a particular form of OCD, or that's more
no,
of
this
the
is
intrusive thoughts, or
There's different forms of... Well, they're all OCD, but there's different types. They have names for them. But there's OCD of contamination, where, you start feeling like there's germs all over your hands, and no matter how many times you wash your hands, or if you... just say I have a fear of contamination, and something in my brain's telling me if I wash my hands 6 times, then I'll get relief. And you keep doing that over and over and over again. But the more you perform your compulsions, the more it's feeding the OCD. And you go and wash your hands the 3rd time, and it's letting that OCD brain know, do it again, because you're not getting that relief. You're getting it temporarily, but I don't know how to explain it now.
Yeah, it's just very
The camera makes me not think correctly.
very temporary relief, right? And then you
Yes,
just want to...
it's very temporarily, and then you get that feeling, and then another thought comes again, what if the germs are just crawling into your skin? And because you get that thought again, then you have to go and wash your hands 6 more times. And for some reason, sometimes people with mental contamination thoughts, or contamination thoughts, they always pick numbers. There's a certain number of times that they have to do it, and if they don't do it, they fear a consequence. And that's another thing with OCD. You feel like if you don't do this ritual, if you don't perform this compulsion, that something bad's going to happen. And that's part of ERP therapy. ERP therapy is exposure response prevention. So so basically what I'm doing right now is I have pure OCD, which is mostly mental compulsion. So I could go throughout the day and nobody will know anything's wrong with me because it's all in my mind. I do have some physical ones, but they're not so big to where they seem very distressing, but they are. Anyways, where was I going with that? ERP therapy is exposure and response prevention. So just say I have to go wash my hands. My brain's telling me, go wash your hands. You have, germs just, crawling into your skin. So, of course, it's going to give me relief if I go wash my hands. So instead of going and washing my hands right there that second, I say, no, I'm going to wait 30 seconds and then I'm going to go wash my hands. And so you do this little by little. It does give you a big spike of anxiety, and that's what's been, I think, happening to me lately, is I haven't been, one of my compulsions is Googling, and I Google excessively, and I haven't been doing that as much, so it brings up a spike of anxiety, and your brain's telling you, do it, or there's a consequence.
It's kind of like keeping a discipline, or disciplining yourself not to kind of...
Basically, and one of... Yeah, I think the main problems of OCD is that, you want to be in so much control. And I think that's one of the main things is that, people with OCD are very sensitive and they want to, stay in control, but they don't know. Their brain's misfiring. Like
They feel like they're not in control, and it creates that.
Well, no, not really like that. OCD is a mental disorder. That's what I try to explain to everyone. It's not something chose to have this. And I didn't choose to have OCD. It's just something that in your brain, your pathways is firing incorrectly. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Let's talk about. We'll kind of cut that over here, and then stay tuned for future. We'll talk about different types of therapies and ways that have been helpful and that have not been helpful, and then also maybe just give a kind of a more general story about or tell about her particular past, if she wants to. But we'll see.